All right, what's going on, guys? My bad. I thought I was live there. There was a lot of confusion today. I changed my mind twice. I was gonna do a stream tonight. Then I changed my mind. I was just I don't know, just wasn't feeling it. So I was just gonna play video games like PlayStation 4 or something. Then changed my mind again. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it now. And yeah. So if you guys are confused, then so am I. Hey, what's up, Danny? What's going on, my man? I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, man. Did you get any pick up any sale? Black Friday. I just went to GameStop today. I picked up a game. That's it. Still no PS5. I'm not gonna camp out for that damn PS5. As a matter of fact, I was depressed because I couldn't buy a PS5, so I decided to play something else, which is my Xbox One, I guess. So something new for me. Oh, that's good to hear, Danny. Dan says he had a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was weird, man, because you got no friends. Me and my buddies are thinking of getting together, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's supposed to be tomorrow. We're just gonna have like just a little celebration here and there, man. But yep, I don't know. It's just weird, this entire thing, but we'll see. Even the I guess the stores doesn't have they don't have like Black Friday like doorbuster sales or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I picked last night. It was oh, look at this. So Sideshow just sent an email. Oh man, 10% off. Yeah, I forgot about that. Danny, did you pick up anything from the 10% off? Dude, I'm tempted, man, but I don't need anything. I'm looking at Sideshow right now, and what's up, Mario? Mario, did you pick up anything, man? 10% off, man, at Sideshow. I think it's only up to tonight, and then it's $100 off if it's high end in stock items. So I'm tempted to get this Mark 47. I don't really need it. I wish it was the Wasp, because if it was the Wasp, I would have probably taken it. Man, this Yoda was on my cart too, but I was debating. It's like, do I really want this Yoda? I guess I could take the baby Yoda because it's in stock now. Is it in stock? But you know, I don't want to spend money on something that I don't even need or want. I kinda want the Wasp, but that's the extent of it. I kind of want either Mike 47 or let's take a look at. Mario says didn't pick up anything. I have everything they have in stock. Damn, Mario, you are you're savage. The collector, what's going on, man? Goes well with those Clone Wars line. Yep, yeah. It just went on waitlist though. While I was like debating on it, because I don't know how much you guys have accumulated with this gifts giving. While I was like debating on it. Oh shoot! What the heck was that? Okay, that was my own self. Okay, so that was an echo. So I'll pull this up. So this is what's in stock. So I guess if you don't have Hulkbuster yet, that would be a good. I just picked up Mandalorian too, but I got a good deal for Mandalorian, so can't complain with that. I could get Incinerator Trooper, I suppose. So minus 10%. This would be around 228 with maybe like two, because 10% is basically shipping. Nah, this thing, I don't know. Do you guys have this Incinerator Trooper? I mean, I know Danny's a big Trooper guy, so he probably has this. This looks like a It's more like a 180. It was 180 on Steal the Deal. I should have taken it back then, man. The collector saying, I think the price point was attractive to people with the smaller amount of reward points and 10% off. Yeah, man. Imagine applying the 10. I don't know if the 10% would apply to Hulkbuster, this guy right here, or the $100. But if you don't have the Hulkbuster yet, this might not be too bad. And I mean, if you're in the market for one, I would love to have one, but I just can't. I mean, 1150. Let's just say you're gonna get the 100. I don't think the 10% is gonna work with this. I think it's the BF 100. So that would be 1,050 and free shipping as well. So that's a pretty good deal, I think. And then you factor in the reward points. How much are you gonna get for this? Let's see. Let's go down here. 5750. So that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. But you still spend around 1150 because of the taxes and all that stuff. I mean, it's a great piece. I would love to have one, but yeah, probably not. No, not probably. Definitely not. So the collector says no. I think that's pertaining to the fire trooper. Yeah, Mario says I have the fire trooper. It's nothing impressive. I know Danny has all of these things. So Dirts, what's going on, man? Thinking about Incinerator. Also, I can get it for $16 with rewards. Dude, same here. Mario, Danny, I know you guys are on the on some groups and whatnot. I accumulated like 150, man, after I think the Sideshow Con combined with Gifts Giving and Spooktacular. Not bad. I mean, Dirts has enough to almost pay it off. So that is nice. Yeah, Danny says 100 goes off to Hulkbuster instead of the 10%. Yep, the coupon cancels tax kind of for Hulkbuster. Yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty good deal, right? 10% off. Incinerator is hard to pose. It looks cool, but it's hard to pose, and it looks kind of too shiny. Yeah. Because it ends tonight. So either I'm gonna spend my 150 of reward points. See, I don't know how people could hold on to this reward points for like 2-3 years to get a free figure, because I got 150 burning a hole in my pocket right now and I just want to spend it. I don't know why. I'm a horrible, for somebody who works, teaching people how to save. This is horrible. But yeah, man, I mean, this is the one, at least Hot Toys one. I don't want to dive into statue. Dude, speaking of statue, I don't know, Danny. The Cyclops, they had it for like 470 this earlier on the Steal the Deal. I think if you guys could, because I'm off this entire week, I took a vacation. On Monday, I heard they're gonna do like a Cyber Monday deals. And I don't know obviously what the deals are gonna be, but if you guys could log in, they got some pretty sweet deals. If you're like the Leia in Wicket today was $60 off. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you guys, even on Big Bad, they got some pretty good deals as well. So the collector said someone just posted he used to think 550 rewards and 100 off for Hulkbuster. God damn, 550 in rewards. God bless his soul or her soul, because that might be because of buying too, not purely just contest, because that is self-control right there to not spend 550. I don't know if I have that self-control within me. I'll probably spend it on something that I would regret later on. So I'm just saying, man. Danny says he's not a fan of the Cyclops base. The snow base looks kind of weird to me. Apparently, Danny, I don't know what you call them. They said something that it goes well with the other, like Sabretooth and all that stuff. Maybe, Danny says I went with XM for such a key character. Mari says I have a hard time saving reward points. Also, I find myself spending 25 or so as soon as I have available on pre-order. Dude, Mario, man, we need some guidance. We need Jesus in our lives. Because every time the reward code drops, because my wife has her own account at Sideshow, so I have a laptop and my phone, and I log in at both. And every time a code drops, I put it on both. So my wife accumulate. This is including the gift that she gave me. So she has like 100 reward points now. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, man, maybe I can get some pretty cool stuff in here, but I don't really want anything in here, So hey Brian, what's up, man? I just spent 230 in Sideshow points on Nightmare on Elm Street 4 Trick or Treat Studios glove. Oh man, they were giving away that glove yesterday, but it's a contest and whatever. I was saving it to help with Mark 85 battle damage, but it was definitely burning a hole. Dude, I swear to God, Ryan, Mario, Danny, members are having trouble, man. I don't know where Mark is, but we are all having trouble keeping this thing in our pocket. For whatever reason, it looks like we are all allergic to Sideshow reward points, that as soon as we get some, we just want to get rid of it. Kind of like, hey, it's kind of like a plague. It's like, get out of here, But 230 in Sideshow points, man, that's a pretty good deal. Brian, that's a good deal right here. And I hope you just got most of those in the contest, because that's what happened to me. Before Sideshow Con, I think I have $16. Now I have like 150. So that's not bad. The collector, I'm just hoping they slap those 25 off boxes like they did last year. I'm hoping for a random one, man. So I can, place the order in it at peace. Sometimes I get someone. I don't know if you guys remember back then, you just put something on your cart and you get like 10% off if you just have it stay there. Well, now it's happening. Like, you don't need to do that. The problem is the figures that I want is not here yet. Or the figure that I always wanted, which is Alita, is on waitlist. I slept on that Alita, man. That was my fault. Danny says, get the child toaster. That is a good use of reward points right there. The child toaster. But yeah, going back to this, I don't know, man. Like, I got 150. It's either I'm gonna go with Mark 47 right here, which is not a bad figure. So there's two options. 150. Well, there's a lot of options basically. The best option is for me not to spend any money. So, because even at 150, I'm still gonna pay a good 250, after tax, and 250 is no joke. So either I'm going with 47. See, I already have all of these guys outside of this Spider-Man. I don't like this. This I just bought from Mila. God bless her soul, man. She's a wonderful person. Leia in Wicked was 360 earlier. I could have snagged it, but I didn't. I'm not even upset about it. I wish I would have waited for this guy. I guess I could get Spider-Punk. But who wants Spider-Punk anyway? Oh, by the way, I just got Ant-Man, guys. It's a beautiful figure. It's a nice figure, bad head sculpt. But other than the head sculpt, it's pretty solid. That's why I kind of want to get the Wasp. Or the Punisher War Machine. So I'm debating between Punisher, Mark 47, or holding it off for the Wasp. Obviously, for Wasp, not going to get 10% off. I mean, 10% off if I go with Punisher would be $39. So it's pretty big. Plus, this guy is free shipping. The question is, do I really want this? Like, this I have no interest in this if it has no sale whatsoever, because it's $400. I do like Punisher though. So I'm in a dilemma here. Maybe I just sleep on I'll sleep on it so the 10% would go away and I can just reserve it for Wasp. Maybe. Because other than that, I mean, I could go with Venom Pool. That's not a good way to do it. Or I can pre-order Mandalorian in the child. So, first world problems, man. Thinking about how to use the 10%. I'm probably just not going to order anything. Because right now I'm limited to 47, which is an excellent figure. I've been watching reviews. It looks nice. Or War Machine. I don't know. Does any of you guys have 47? Um, Danny says the collector. I noticed they do those 25 boxes coupons in late December to January. And no one posts that on the groups anymore, right, guys? Like those coupons, nothing. No one does. Before people gets to share them, but now I think it's like limited to your account. So those stickers were the good old days too. Mari says, Danny, I've been receiving 25 during this reward code season. It's been helpful, and I'm waiting on points to Mando to clear when dropping 100 points plus 20. Dude, like, I think they want you to just spend and spend, because when you order, you get the $25 coupon. So and then you can order it again. So, Brian, I just got the email last night. My Wasp will be shipped out Wednesday. Nice. Dude, Brian, I'm jealous, man, because I got Brian, do you have Ant-Man? If you don't, I suggest you get one just because of Wasp. But I want to get that Wasp. It looks like a nice figure. I mean, the price is not bad too. $250, and it's really unique. The collector, I need some for Mall Mythos. Mario says, congrats, Brian. That's a good sculpt. Mario, did you get Wasp, or are you gonna get Wasp? I think I'm gonna use mine on Mall Mythos as well. Hey, that's the way to go, man. Danny, I need rewards to go with 25 codes now. When there are options to buy Hot Toy pre-order without tax and shipping cost. Those are the days, Danny. Man, we never used to think about goddamn tax, man. And shipping back in the day was $10 flat. Universal Black 72 trying to get the Hulkbuster, but don't was to use my reward points. Man, this is the perfect time to get that Hulkbuster. 10% off, $100 off. You can never get wrong with that. Yeonjin, Wasp head sculpt is trash though. Wasp? Or maybe you're talking about Ant-Man. Because I think Wasp head sculpt is pretty strong. Brian got him 2 weeks ago. Brian, what are you going to say about Ant-Man? I had it maybe a couple of days ago. Outside of the head sculpt, it is a pretty goddamn good figure, man. Outside of the head sculpt, that's what I would say. Universal trying to get Hulkbuster, but don't want to. Okay, already said that. Canceled Wasp. Too much Star Wars dropping, and Wasp is one of the best, unless I'm drunk. I think it was. I think it was pretty good too. Yeah, I think the Wasp head sculpt is pretty good. The Ant-Man, I don't know if you guys watched my review for Max Nut, because when I did the transition, that was easy because the head sculpt was really good. I did that with Ant-Man. So yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm not done with editing Ant-Man. So, but I had fun. Like, that figure looks good. Looks pretty darn good. God damn it, guys. Okay. Oh, speaking of Max Nut, dude, this head sculpt. Okay, let me remove this real quick. Hold on. Where's that thing? I always gotta make this camera focus so you guys can see this. But man, Max Nut is on fire. I don't know if you guys added him on Facebook or you follow him on Instagram, but oh, you guys can see it. There you go. Nope. Still not. It won't focus. Focus on me. Never mind. But dude, this is a really good head sculpt, man. This and the upcoming Black Panther that he's doing. I can't wait for that Black Panther, Chadwick. And he doesn't want to release it. He was talking to me and he was just like, dude, people might think I'm, it's like, dude, whatever, man. You're third party anyway. Just release it, because the Chadwick head sculpt on the Black Panther is 7 at best, maybe. At best. Brian, I'm loving my Ant-Man, even though it took two full replacement to get right, aside from the sculpt, but he's perfect now and really trying the shelf together. I know what you mean, right? Dude, I wanted Ant-Man because I thought it was gonna be funny. Kind of like because I sold my um Chewbacca. So I need something that would keep things fun. And I was surprised because the articulation is really well compared to the other two. I mean, hey Diecast, what's going on, man? Happy holidays. Yeah, so for anyone who is on the fence on Ant-Man, I should make a video because people are, and rightfully so, the head sculpt is pretty jarring. You see it. Uh but other than that, I mean, what are your options really on Ant-Man? You got Ant-Man 1, which is not that good. You can barely post that guy. I guess you got Ant-Man 2 from Civil War. The head sculpt is also not that great. Plus, you're gonna overpay. It's more expensive than the Ant-Man that's being sold now. And I don't know about the articulation of that, if it's as good as this Ant-Man. So you're that's those two are not an option in my opinion. So you got two options: not to buy an Ant-Man or wait for the next one. I mean, the movie is nowhere to be found. I'm pretty sure there's going to be an Ant-Man 3, but how long are you going to wait? You see what happened to Gamora. So your other option is not to get an Ant-Man. If you are okay with not getting an Ant-Man, I would suggest you wait because of the head sculpt, because technically we did pay for that head sculpt. And I'd say that head sculpt is worth $50. So Hot Toys kind of gave them an extra $50 there because no one would use that head sculpt unless it's for comedic purposes or whatever. So, if you're on the fence and you're debating, those are your only options. The first two Ant-Man don't even. I used to have both of them. They're not the best figures anyway, so don't overpay for them. If you're gonna overpay for them, you might as well not get an Ant-Man. That's where I see it. Diecast haven't had a new Hot Toy figure since Endgame Black Widow back in June. That is self-control right there, Diecast. More power to you, my man. I honestly, so I'm in the kind of like in the Star Wars mood lately because of Mandalorian. But when I got Ant-Man, because honestly, the movie was okay. It wasn't something that I would remember for the rest of my life, like Batman Begins. So I rewatched it. Boy, it feels good. It does feel good. It does feel good, man. Because I kind of missed Marvel. Like the Marvel, and I watched it, and I was just like, dude, I would say I love Marvel still as much as before because I got that and kind of like it reignited. It was like, hey man, I want the Wasp. Now I want Wasp, to go along with that Ant-Man because I think Ant-Man is just, again, outside of the head sculpt, I think it's a good figure, so do it, man. Do it. Danny, nice. Yes, sir. Dude, GameStop, man. They're having a sale on shirt, like $9 each. Beautiful. Brian says, while at a distance in the right light and after a few drinks, the Polaroid heads up isn't too bad. Dude, yeah. The good thing is I'm always drunk, so that's not an issue. But no, honestly, like Brian said, I mean, I was looking at some pictures of Paul Rudd, and he does have a lot of teeth. I think what the problem is the eyes, because he's all smiles on the lower part, like he's just cheesy, and his eyes didn't shrink. Like it's supposed to shrink a little bit when you're smiling. I know I'm Asian, so it's supposed to shrink a little bit, but it didn't. It kept kind of like wide open. That made him look a little creepy, in my opinion. But with that being said, I hope Max does a head sculpt for Paul Rudd because dude, right now he is making Hot Toys look bad. And I'm just not saying this because he's I know the guy and he's cool. You guys seen the video of John Wick and Tony Stark, and now the Chadwick that he did, the Killmonger was okay, but dude, he should do that Polaroid. I don't know if anyone's gonna buy it anyway because it's not like Polaroid is, a must-have. But Papa Fed, how you doing, my man? I'm doing great. Finally purchased my grill today at Sideshow, the Hulkbuster Deluxe with 100 off and 145 reward points. Dude, I envy you, Papa Fed, man. I was thinking about that Hulkbuster. I don't think we're gonna see a better deal, honestly. Maybe we would. Maybe I'm wrong, but immediately, because I don't think this Hulkbuster is gonna last till next Black Friday. I highly doubt it. So I think this is the best as we could do is $100 off, which is huge, and free shipping plus the reward points that we accumulated. So how much did you pay overall, Papa Fat? Like maybe like 1,000. That's including the tax because it's free shipping. Man, problem with that is I don't know where to put it, even if I buy one. So, and Sideshow can't help me with that. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, we got a topic today. I got a topic because I was talking to one of our like people who commented on one of my videos, and I just want to address that too. But before we do that, okay, so yeah, I kind of decided I'm just gonna, because of Brian, I'm just gonna wait for Wasp. And he inspired me to just, I'm not gonna buy that 47. Or maybe I'll buy the 47 using my wife's account. God damn, what is wrong with me? Why do I just want to spend money out of nowhere? And I was pretty good. I wasn't really spending anything. Like that Ant-Man, that was on my pile of loot. Okay. Let's take a look at some stuffs here. Hold on. There's only a few that came out. That's really cool. Okay, like this guy. I haven't pre-ordered them. I don't even pre-order anything anymore. Honestly, nothing sells out outside of Alita. So that one was my mistake. It was actually online and dude, Danny. I know, man. But the thing is, I don't like 47 that much. The only reason I kind of want to get 47 is because of reward points and the 10% off. But other than that, I think, because his role is so minimal, I know it's a beautiful armor, but I'd rather have me get me a PS5. That's more expensive too. But yeah, I don't know about you guys. Do you guys still pre-order? Because I don't. I just feel like when it comes out, And with Mandalorian, I like imagine the Mandalorian today. You could have used 20% off. I mean 10% off. But and by the way, this guy is starting to be my favorite photographer, the CGE Rock. I like his pictures because he used real sand. And it kind of brings, it's not too digitized, I mean, wait a second. Does he have like, oh, he got all the bullets now? I thought one is supposed to be missing. I'm not paying attention, obviously, here. So let's see. See, guys like Jingle Bell and the other guy, he was really good. Their thing is so crisp that it looks so digital, but CGE Rock, man. I like what he brings to the table. Baby Yoda. Or whatever his name is now. Something. Grogon, whatever. Me and Mario were talking about it earlier. I was just like, dude, I can't talk about the episode. It's the spoilers alert, There's a 3-day embargo. They might kick me out. I was like, wait a second, this is my own stream. But hey, I heard that this guy still has the fat suit and he still couldn't do a whole lot of poses. But this looks like a pretty good pose. So who's that? I think it's Jenkin who got this. I was like looking at it. Apparently Jenkin said it still has the same issues. So that's unfortunate. I bet you it's gonna be fixed on season 2 Mandalorian. Dude, I know, man. Mari says close up of shot Mando in the desert. from torso up looks like a still from the show, dude. Let's see. This one too. This one looks really good. He just didn't like maybe he should have made him a little bit yellow. And I know you don't have to because I think he's in actual setting. I don't know if this horizon right here, this looks fake. I think the background is fake because he doesn't seem too yellow to me. But he does pretty good on color grading. But yeah, I like his style. I like this. See, it's very minimal editing, so to speak, using practical application. Like this guy, yeah, I can see like the horizon here. That's he composite the other half, but it's nice. It's nice. I'm gonna get this for sure. I'm gonna get a Beskar Mando. I just don't know if this is gonna be one or it's gonna be season 2 whenever they announce it. If that comes with a bike, I think the deciding factor is how much accessories it comes with, because the armor looks so similar that it's a toss up. It's a matter of, can I wait if let's say they announce the season 2 Mando Beskar version. Let's say that's so much better. No fat suit, for example. Well, we're not gonna know that. Let's say no fat suit, and then it comes with Baby Yoda and the bike, and the price is really minimal. This is 315. Let's say that is 400 or 420. That's a good deal. Question now is, can any of us wait? For a season 2 Mando, because maybe we're looking at end of the year. If it comes with a bike, I could wait. Like, you guys know, I am patient. Like, I just got Mandalorian. I just reviewed it not too long ago, while the others have reviewed it like 6 months ago. So that is not a big deal for me. Looking nice. I mean, that Baby Yoda is kind of like a letdown. Honestly, that's the only thing in this collection, because he really looks like a toy. This one looks good. I like this flame effects as well. Yeah, the Baby Yoda is kind of like a letdown, man. I mean, it's too shiny, too plasticky. They could have at least given us like a real fabric here. I mean, it's not going to cost that much. It's just a fabric, We're paid $315 anyway. So this is nice. I like that. I like everything about this guy. It's just that knowing Hot Toys, like Zach said it from Collecting Weekly, as soon as this gets released, which it did, like a week or two later, they would announce the season 2 Mando. And for me, it's too similar to own both. I can justify having the non-Beskar, because at least it looks cool and looks different to a certain degree. But this in season 2, I mean, for me, I just gotta pick one. At least for me, I'm not gonna have this. I'm not gonna have 3 Mandalorians unless there's a huge difference. This looks cool. See, I need some troopers, because I did sell my Stormtrooper back then, because I was done with Star Wars, and then Mando came along. So now I gotta score myself a new trooper. Damn it. See, this looks good. I like these pictures, man. Oh, this is kind of like John Wick. The John Wick of space. He's a space cowboy. And this, what do you call it? Whistling bird or hummingbird? Whistling bird, I think. That looks like a toy. Oh, Tusken Raider. Here you go. I know most Star Wars fans are clamoring for this, and it's finally out. Like Mario said, I didn't even notice. Mario mentioned that it needs to have a little weathering. It's too clean. I agree. It does. I would commend this though, because isn't this supposed to be fabric? But I'm pretty sure this is plastic. But it does look fabric from these pictures, so they did a good job in there. You go back. Papa Fed says, I know what you mean with money spending, man. I just backed the Razor Crest a couple of weeks ago. Dude, like, we're just allergic to money, man. Like, Mario, you can't wait for season 2 Mando with Swoop Bike. Get the Beskar Deluxe and call it a day. Now it's shipping soon. Is it shipping soon, Mario? God damn it, man. You guys are bad influences to me. Diecast, rabbit hole bait. I know, man. I'm pretty strong when it comes to Star Wars, though. I am not gonna get this Tusken Raider. I'm not. Uh, I sell you episode 4 New Hope Trooper if you need. Hey, we'll talk, Danny, or Return of the Jedi Trooper. You got a lot of Trooper, man. BMW Optical, you said you couldn't wait for Beskar Mando, so you swoop OG Mando. Do you think you can wait for twins? I don't know, man. I don't. Like I said, I don't know if I can wait that long. I'm trying to be a responsible adult here, and you guys are bad influences. Dude, I was strong for Mando up until I watched it, and I was just like, oh man, I gotta get one. I finally got one, and now whatever I got is already obsolete because they already shipped it out apparently. But this Tusken Raider, I'll leave it up to hardcore Star Wars fans, like PJ and all that stuff. This is a bit expensive though, man. $250, and this is one of those things where you're kind of army build. You need at least 2, in my opinion. Ideally 3. But that means that's $750. That's before taxes and shipping. So I don't know how practical it is. Would I, if I was a hardcore Star Wars fan, I still think I would pass on this. Just because there's so many cool stuff that's going to come out, and, you got to pick and choose at this point now. But that head sculpt, that wrapping on his head, they've come a long way from what's his name? The guy from Dark Knight. Scarecrow. That Scarecrow looks bad. It's shiny. It's yeah. And Danny says it should have been 225. I agree, man. There's no head sculpt in here. I mean, this head sculpt shouldn't be that complicated. I mean, it has no nose. but Dan says, as much as I've always wanted a Hot Toys Tusken, I think I will pass. This is one of those things, you buy one and you gotta get one. BMW says it's right. 2 is an army in Hot Toys. That's true, because anything more than that, it's kind of ridiculous, man. That's $750. You're $750 right there. But yep, you guys have good points. It needs to have a weathering. Because Lando is $235. I don't know why this is $250. Is this a better figure overall than Lando? I don't think so. Is he more iconic than Lando? He's intricate in terms of layering and all that stuff, but the base is, we've seen this base. It's from the Mando base, and before Mando, a lot of things. It's bandolier or pouches. Nothing special about this figure, really. The head sculpt, because the overall look, I think it's pieces of other things, and it's not a bad looking figure. It's just I just think it's expensive. That's the only thing. That's my only thing with this. But it looks great. Toys era, unstoppable tank. I made a video of this. We had a good conversation there. The arms are shiny, but I honestly like this better than the Deadpool tank, than the tank. The dilemma I have here is that, okay, so as you guys know, I gotta kick Mario. Danny, if I make you a moderator, can you kick Mario? He said, okay, somebody here. But yeah, this tank. See, Mario, see what you did? Now my thought process was gone. Okay, so you guys know I kind of dipped my toes in third party in the past month or so, because there was just nothing from Hot Toys, at least for me, that I wanted. And now I went to Mandalorian, kind of like a little bit of Star Wars route. Still not gonna buy anything, everything Star Wars, but there's a few pieces that I got my eye on. So I kind of eased away on third party, and they released Doc Ock. It looks good in my opinion. Um, this one, the problem here is the price. It's big. I think it kind of warrants the price because it's not too bad. I think out after shipping, you're paying 270, which is a normal Hot Toys. It's like the Wasp. The dilemma I have is like, since it's priced now like Hot Toys, should I just buy a Hot Toy? I always wanted my third party to be cheaper than Hot Toys. I know it can't be because it's too big and it's unique, and I get all of that. But still, the fact remains, you could have spent that 270 on a Hot Toys. Yes, you won't get Juggernaut, but this is the kind of pieces where you're kind of like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. For those who has Tank, I'm sure you guys love it. It looks fantastic. It's bigger than Hulk. This one looks no different. This looks great. But the price, because technically this is only 210, but the shipping kind of kills it. And honestly, like lately, I've been kind of lukewarm now in third party. I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't get me excited all of a sudden. I don't know why. Maybe I just got a fatigue of third party because I bought so many from Mila. So, but thank God for third party. They're giving us figures that Hot Toys now doesn't really or can't give us. Like this guy right here. This would look good right next to the Sideshow X-Men. The Magnetos and the Wolverine that's about to come out. Where's the other one that I do have? Hold on. Okay, so Danny just bans everyone, which is exactly what I need, Danny. Cutthroat, no nonsense. You're the man. Danny is vicious. Hell yeah, Mario. Do you have other X-Men 1/6? Danny, I do, but it's mostly like third party, like the Toys era. I mean, and the Magtan 2.0 kind of one. I got the Steel 1.0 from Mila. Where is that? Okay, let's dip into this because I think this is kind of like our topic today. Are collectors getting smarter? I think I put it. I think it's Max that I was talking to on the kind of like the chat, and we had like a good back and forth there, good conversation, and it just dawned on me. Where is that? Let's go to Sideshow website. Danny says steel will go well with. Yeah, man. It's just the price. That's the only thing. They all look good. Certainly better than what Hot Toys is producing lately. And I'm not talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about these kind of nonsense right here. I mean, what the heck is this? It's Marvel Zombies, apparently. Oh, let's go back. It's $270. No, certainly I would buy Unstoppable Tank before this guy. And I think I mentioned, like I think I put this in and I said something along the lines that I want to pay for something. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I want to get your inputs too. When I pay for something, that's why I don't buy, let's say, the Spider-Mans, because when I buy a Hot Toys, I'm trying to buy a small replica of the actor's likeness. And whenever you do something like this, there's no likeness. So I think the price should be lower. Now, Hot Toys is not going to lower their price. So, in my opinion, just stop it. Because you guys are not going to sell anything for 180 anyway. So just don't do that. Because if I'm spending 270 to close to $300, god damn, it better look like Robert Downey Jr. if you're gonna give me, something like this, let's do. Oh, what did I do? Okay, if you're gonna give me something like this to 240, now imagine if this is not free shipping. This would be 260 right away if I'm shipping it to Illinois plus tax. I'm looking at around 280, and I'm not saying this is a bad looking figure. I like it. I actually want to own one. I'm a huge fan of the animated series, and this is as close to animated as you would go. I feel like this sort of figures should be cheaper than the MMS. I don't know if you guys agree with that, because if they won't, I'm not gonna buy it. Like I know it's just I know I'm not the only one here who thinks this way. Um, because historically, because we have like a back and forth there, because it looks like Max is a fan of comic books, and I'm not a huge fan of comic books, but I'm a huge video gamer. And even on video games, I feel like they should be like that VGM by Spider-Man. I think it should be cheaper. Now, if you can't make it cheaper, don't release it. You know what I mean? Because I think it's unfair to us buyers that's happening. That why am I paying the same price for this Magneto that they basically just winged the face? Just, hey, you know what? Let me just make a generic face. Here you go. Put it out there. The costume's going to stay the same, but the heart is, we can make an argument that the hardest, the one that separates Hot Toys from Asmus and all that stuff is the likeness, because Asmus and 3.0 can't nail the likeness. But if the likeness is not there, then why are you still charging like Hot Toys? Diecast is Hot Toys trying to expand because they can't rely on movie figures because of the delays. True. Yeah, because there's no movies as well. But the counter to that, Diecast, though, is that make movies that came out years ago. Not movies that's about to come out. Worst case scenario, do the X-Men from year 2000. Is anyone going to buy it now? I don't know, but I'd rather see that than this Deadpool, zombie Deadpool that they're doing for comic books. And that's not a knock on any comic book fan. Honestly, hey, if Hot Toys wants to pump out figures, whatever they want to do, if they want to do figures for, let's say Friends, I never really watched the show, but I'm sure there's fans of Friends, so be it. The only, I guess, downside to that is, as collectors that collect everything, you're thinking, was like, dude, why are these guys making, for example, uh zombie Deadpool, if they could be making, for example, Drax 2.0? That always comes to your mind, or Shazam, whatever the case is. I'm just voicing that out, like Cyborg or something. And I know those are not going to be popular figures, but so is zombie Deadpool. I can kind of guarantee it at this point. Mario says, I gotta say, the Iron Man and Deadpool zombies look good as far as the attention to details, but they way overpriced for what they are. I agree, Mario. This Magneto right here looks great. Do I want to have it? Absolutely. I want to get their entire lineup from Gambit to Magneto, but I just can't pay the same price. Like if this is the same price as Wasp, and you can see that Wasp head sculpt, then why would I pick this up? I got limited funds. Like that is my opinion on that. So that begs the question now, because we always say, hey, you know what? That's why the title of this live stream is, Are Collectors Smarter Now? I don't know how long have you guys been collecting, but I was there when pretty much any Iron Man was being bought by collectors. I think that was around 2015 or 14, at the peak of Avengers. Sub-Zero Iron Man, and and we were joking around, oh, another repaint, but they always sell out, always. It doesn't matter if it's a repaint, if it's exactly the same way, it does sell out. And maybe we're just not used to Hot Toys that much back then, that we just take anything, because right now they're pumping way too, not way too many figures, but they're pumping way more than they were in 2015. They got more franchise now. uh but I want to say too, they were a bit more diverse back then. I remember back then their go-to guy was Predators. They were releasing every Predator known to mankind, and we were kind of like getting sick of it. I wouldn't imagine that would this time would come where we would be like, hey, release one Predator, man, because I'm a Predator fan too. I want to see a Predator. But now we're seeing, these kind of figures. So because we were going back and forth in the comment section too, and they were like, hey, you know what? We don't know the logistics, because I mentioned something that, and by the way, not, this is a healthy conversation between me and Max. Awesome dude. We were just, having fun, going back and forth with it. And I think I mentioned that historically people now are smarter because they don't want to buy this crap. That's why this guy is free shipping. It's an excellent looking figure, but historically, even if you go back 2014, 15, when Metal Gear was announced, that's a video game lineup. I love Metal Gear. I'm probably one of their biggest fans. That sat on the shelf forever. I got Solid Snake for $110, and I got Big Boss for like $100. And now obviously they're expensive, and it's not because it's only because they've been sold out. That's just how it is. I think now, because of the abundance of figures, I think collectors are, and maybe because of the price, maybe collectors are just smarter, because we always talk, me and PJ, we're going to be like, hey, Hot Toys is going to release Star Wars because Star Wars sells. Anything that you put out Star Wars, it would sell. Does it really though? Because if you look at this, and this is why I keep kind of like, I'm thinking maybe collectors are smarter now. Back then, every diecast sold out. Now you get Mark 50. Okay, we can make an argument that maybe they made way too much Mark 50. Fine. 47 sought after. Cool. It was just released 4 years ago. This would have been gone. Star-Lord's still sitting here. And our argument that, hey, every Star Wars sells, Incinerator Trooper still sitting. Leia and Wicked's still here. Jawa's still here. So maybe we think Star Wars fan just buys anything, but in reality they don't. Maybe they can see that the figures are not worth the money they're asking for. Because this, I mean, I've seen reviews. PJ's review is amazing. It's in 4K. They look great. Wicked looks great. It's just not worth $200, in my opinion. And I think I'm not the only one thinking about that, because honestly, this Wicked Ewok or Leia, this is the first time that that we're seeing this variation, and they're still in the market. And actually, Sideshow was giving them away, like on their shows and whatnot. Soon, this would be free shipping. So I guess the notion of Star Wars fans would buy anything is not really true. They're pretty smart. They know a good quality figure when they see one. Let's see here. Yeah, Danny says Sideshows 1/6 are overpriced. I agree. Magneto should be 210. I agree. No head sculpt. You're winging the head sculpt. You're making a generic face. So why should I pay the same price as if you're scanning the face of Robert Downey Jr. or John Wick, for example? 200 or more. I agree. If they want to sell those things, they gotta be cheaper. Diecast, exactly. I agree. VG figures should not cost as much as movie figures. Yep, that's Spider-Man. Look at this Spider-Man's right here. See, the first Spider-Man, the advanced suit, sat on the shelf too, but eventually it did sell out. But you're gonna see this guy's negative suit, and this, I think this is exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not. It's the 2099. I think that's exclusive. Hey man, collectors are not. If Hot Toys thinks collectors are dumb, not anymore. Because this has been sitting here. This has been here for years now. Um, Homemade suit. They're giving this away on Hong Kong. They think they can just get something, repackage it, and put a drone in it. I mean, hey, I give collectors nowadays, because back in 2015, this would have been gone. You put Iron Man on the title, this would have been. Look at this Iron Man right here, NX exclusive, the holographic version. I'm telling you, man. The only time this has happened before was on these guys that's been sitting up to now, even after all these years. Where was those guys? The bad guys from Avengers. This guy right here. And I own the 2-pack of this Chitauris, or whatever their name is. I got corrected. Apparently, it's pronounced something else, but I'm just going to pronounce them Chitauri. They're not bad, but back then, 239, they're out of their minds back then, and it showed. Look at it. Even after all those times that it was been released. When was this released? 2013. 7 years later, it's still free shipping. Diecast Hot Toys makes figure now to capitalize on hype, so older movie figures might not drive the traffic. That's one point of our conversation, because it went to like, I guess he said, where was that? I gotta go back to that. It was a good topic. That's why I kind of like, I told myself, man, that's an excellent topic that maybe I'll discuss here. I think that was on the which video was that? Let me see. Oh, right here, I think. Yeah, with the Deadpool and whatever. But yeah, I mean, but to your point, Diecast, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is real, because I told him too. Maybe even the hardcore fans of Star Wars or Marvel, like Danny and Mario, I'm just singling them out because I kind of know them throughout this years. Even though they're hardcore Star Wars fans and Marvel fans, they still want to see other figures. And this year alone, you would see that Alita's got sold out, and I didn't see that coming at all, because it's not Star Wars, Marvel, or those two. I wouldn't include DC. They're not Star Wars or Marvel. It's sold out. Rambo is already in its third production by 3-0. And there's a lot of hype with Vito Corleone. People were excited about the Doc Ock and the third-party ones. So maybe collectors are just getting fed up with all these Marvel and Star Wars. I mean, and I guess we mentioned that there's really no way of saying that collectors wanted those. Hold on, where's my? Let me go here. Let me just.
Honey is dropping a.
Okay. That was loud. Okay. Here you go. Okay, I said that if there, it should be lower, and I stand with that. It should be lower. But he said, like, it would justify if there's a lot of accessories, I suppose. Let's say Deadpool has a lot of accessories, so I disagree, because it's all about the likeness for me. Let's see here, video games. Okay. Okay, okay. Because I mentioned that I think fans nowadays are clamoring for the one-offs like Rambo, Alita, Godfather. All those one-offs that is being released or being announced, and you can see the excitement. And no one would think that these things are gonna sell out, but they did. And he says they really can't say what most fans want, since there are just anecdotal claims that you can find here and there. There's no data in this, and speculation as far as I know, but I understand where you're coming from. The only once having the data about the units made and sold, does Hot Toys themselves have to evaluate? Which I agree. I don't have any data to back up that this or this is selling more than, like a Hot Toy zombie version or Venom Pool. I would just say though, like from doing this for a long time and seeing the patterns, I think people just wanted something else. I think they are. I think people are a little bit getting fed off with the Star Wars and the Marvels and all that stuff. So Danny says they're waiting for deals or markdown on those figures. Yep, and I don't blame them, Danny, because like I said, Wicket looks good, but he's not worth $200. So if we probably all think alike that, hey man, I would love to have Wicket and Leia, but for this price, let's say Wicket and Leia for 320, for example. And that's not a bad way of thinking, because back then, that's why I said I think people are getting smarter. Back then, they would have jumped on this price, regardless, not waiting for any deals, because they think, oh, it's going to sell out, this and that. But I think people now realizes what's worth and what's not. And I'm saying that because I've seen people getting crazy over, a blackout Mark 7, and that nature. Like once it goes to pre-order, it sells out. But now, diecast says comic style figures doesn't translate well to me in 1/6 because of the cloth material. I tend to agree, diecast, and you know what? I would love to have them. And I mentioned that too, like comic book style. Because if we make an argument for dead zombie Deadpool, he's comic books. I don't want to dismiss comic book fans. But historically, they don't sell well. Look at Sideshow. They've been making Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Magneto, Cyclops, and all these stuffs in a comic book form, and they're well made. It's not like they suck. The problem is the price. Now, can they lower the price? If they would, I think it would sell. And same goes with Hot Toys. Same thing applies. It doesn't matter, I think, if you put, the only thing is if you put, let's say if Hot Toys makes a comic book version of Cyclops, you got to put a diorama base in there so people would buy it. If you're just going to put one head sculpt, man, people are not going to buy it. And now, if they don't buy it, if it sits on the shelf, you're going to hear the rumblings again for the other collectors. Like, man, why are they making these figures who's sitting on the shelf? They could have been making X figure or Y figure. And that, that would always come up. Danny says, and once they sell out on Sideshow or go waitlisted, they scramble to pay more. All the time. BMW lover says Magneto does not look it in person because the body has no muscle and suit is saggy. Maybe I don't personally have that, but from sitting here, like I'm not gonna bash the figures. Even the zombie Deadpool, I think it looks good. It has a lot of details, very unique. But the price, at that price point, y'all can't mess around, man. This is not like a Marvel Legends, so. Mari says first order Snow Trooper 2-pack are still on the shelf after 4 or 5 years. Yep. This is a different time, not only because of COVID. That could play a factor with guys like Star-Lord and all that stuff. But I think there's an abundance now of Hot Toys that they can't fool us anymore. Diecast, I'm very sure they didn't make a lot of Alita, and that could be the case. And that is because maybe they didn't anticipate that it's going to be a hit. The movie came out a couple of years ago, and Rambo 3.0 didn't expect. Rambo is like a 20-year-old movie. Rambo 3 came out. It's still on pre-order because they made 3 batches. So that's what I mean, diecast. Like instead of going comic book route because there's no movies, and I don't blame them for that. Then do what 3.0 did. Go back to Rambo, or what they did. Go with Alita instead of giving us comic book versions, which I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who thinks this way. Like I said, that it's not worth it. It's gonna stay there. Like I guarantee you. Like let's see, and this is not even comic book. Let's see. This Venom pool would stay there for a while. This is one of those things where it's gonna have free shipping. Eventually, this is the ones that's gonna sell out eventually. This is the items that I feel that was overproduced versus um okay, that sucked basically, that people just, and they recognize that these figures are not worth the price that they're asking for. This is overproduced. This Iron Man Mark 50 Mandalorian, I bet you this would be overproduced, but eventually this too would sell out. Incinerator Trooper, cash grab. 47, good figure. Maybe they overproduced it. This black suit, that 2099, this would sit on the shelf. Not because it's a bad figure, but I think people are thinking now, it's like, man, this doesn't have a head sculpt and it's 265. It's more expensive than a John Wick. John Wick is already in its second production. And he's, making an argument that he's a popular, character. I get it, Star-Lord could be a victim of COVID, perhaps, because a lot of people were asking for Star-Lord, or maybe a little bit overproduced. Um, Black Widow, another fantastic figure, but how many Black Widows is already out there? So most collectors who doesn't care much about Black Widow, honestly, if I wasn't reviewing, I wouldn't have picked up this Black Widow. I would have been perfectly happy with my Infinity War Black Widow. I'm surprised about Mark 7. How long has it been here now? It's maybe they overproduced this as well, because this is a great figure. So I don't know. Captain Marvel, I think she got hurt by announcing the Endgame, the Karen version of Captain Marvel. Thor, it's on its second leg. Thanos, I think this is already on sale. Yeah, 30 off, free shipping. Not because it's not worth the price, or not because it's a bad figure. It's because there's more Thanos coming out. But these are the surprising ones. I'm surprised about the Leia. I thought this would have been sold out by now. War Machine, I'm surprised by this too, because the other War Machine is not that good. The negative suit, I kind of expected this. Wicked, I wasn't expecting that. Aquaman's all right. But you get what I mean here. Like, all these figures that you see are in stock, are some of them, well, Ant-Man got hurt by his head sculpt, but most of them, like this Spider-Man, they're not worth the price they're asking for. And I think if they go down the path of this holographic version Iron Man, they're not fooling anyone. They think they're still like sheeps out here who would listen to anyone will be like, hey, this is a fantastic figure, you should pick it up, head over to, like, yeah, I don't know, man. Let's go back here. Like I said, based on the movie, they only did decent at the box office. Yep. But they still did a figure, man. The Alita figure, which I'm glad they did. I'm on wait list because I'm an idiot. Mario says, being a Star Wars focused collector, it's good to have diversity in the collection. I agree, man. I agree. Because if you're a Star Wars collector, for example, and you are, Mario, and I know PJ buys anything, though. Anything Star Wars for that matter. I mean, Mario, I know you sometimes we buy things blindly. I bought Aragorn blindly. So I'm not even going to blame you guys if you buy, let's say, this Jawa blindly. But even the hardcore collectors can't justify the 267 here. I'll be honest here. This should be at least 140. If you think Rocket is overpriced, and I think Rocket is overpriced, I got him for 150, then definitely this guy should be lower than Rocket. I have no idea why this is 267. And I am glad that it didn't sell. Not because I didn't want to see Jawa anymore, but this would, put a reality check on Hot Toys that they can't just do this to collectors. What's up, Austin? Sideshow Black Friday sales are a joke. It's 10%, man. It's better than nothing. The only thing is, it's nothing I want to buy. It's sad that Sideshow will be sitting on a sack of figures that aren't selling. Serves Hot Toys right, man. Keep on making figures that we don't want, then Danny says 2099 is a great looking figure, just too much. I agree, man. Like even this Jawa, I think it's a good looking figure, just not worth 267. And this is the only way that you can make a change is be smart and just don't buy into, don't buy into the hype. And even if you do, that's fine. I do that too. I make purchases that are not smart, like my Asmus collection. That's not smart, but I'm a fan, and that's what we do when we're fans. That's what we do. But I'm just glad that more and more people are realizing this now. I agree, Danny, about Spider-Man 2099 figure. Got Karen version. Yep, ma'am. Captain Karen. It looks like that one would ask the manager of Sideshow because her shipper box is dented or something. Collector is going to get priced out slowly. Yeah, we gotta pick and choose, man. Yep, I agree, Austin. Infinity War movie. One more thing, Mark. Yep. So Mario made a good point here. Infinity War cap. I have that. Good looking figure. But the stash looks like it and this is the exclusive edition too. You got a $20 off. Boy, this guy has been out for like at least 2 years. And I bet you this is not the second run because he doesn't look like him. So casual collectors, the hardcore collectors are going to buy everything. They make their money on the casual collectors. And casual collectors are smarter now. And I'm glad. Diecast. A lot of people canceled the pre-orders during COVID that had to take care of bills. So a lot of figures suffered this year. I agree, Diecast. Like I said, like like Star-Lord, I think what do you call it? Is a victim of COVID. Yeah, it says I didn't buy the Jawa blindly. You should, man. Daily life. Man, 150 for Rocket is good. I should have waited on a lot of figures. I know, man. I got 150 for Rocket. I'm glad. I'm going in blind with Damn Toys Godfather. Same here, Mario. You know what, Mario? Did you see speaking of what, Mario? I think you gotta cancel your pre-order because this is 250. I know you said you got it for 330 on TNS or something. Look at this guy. 250. That is, hey Mario, I think this is more than fair, man. 250 for this figure who has a chair and a table and a nice base with a cat. A cat. I think that's more than fair. I think, Mario. We should get this. Brian, I got my EG Rocket on Toys Wonderland for 180 ship. Brian, that's like that. I think that's a good deal. Daily Life says the Black Friday deals were good in my opinion. I got the Mark 50 for 240 ship with my rewards discount and free shipping. I you know what, Daily, I agree. I was saying earlier, if you were in the beginning, I was looking for a figure to buy because I want the 10% off, and I'm debating between 47, but I think I would just pass for now. Danny says I would go in blind for Tombstone figs, dude. Let's go blindly on this. Brian, what's going on, man? Love your vids. Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I appreciate you watching it, man. The concept caps sell out. Danny, no, man. They're still here. And I wouldn't even say it's sad. This is what you get if you give us concept. We don't want your concept. We want actual things. That's what I said about see, Mark 46 sat for a while too. Concept, yeah, see, concept art. It looks cool. But if it's 251, I don't have disposable income like that to buy 251 just because it looks cool. I want screen accuracy. Like that's why I spend all this much money for screen accuracy. And then you're going to give me a comic book character for what? A comic book accuracy? I'm cool with that, but lower the goddamn price, man. Austin says, I'm so sick of Hot Toys playing us with Sideshow with cost. Hey, man, it's nothing we can do, apparently. Pre-order Godfather for 238. Dude, good deal. 238, see, Mario, that's more than fair, man. Because Ant-Man is 250. So 238 is not bad. Yep, U.S. retailers are raising the price constantly with tax and shipping as well. And also, like, I mean, that's just how it is. There's going to be tax, going to be shipping. Somebody needs to cut somebody off. Now the ball is in the manufacturer, because if they lower the price, the cut for these manufacturers are going to increase as well. So the ball is in the Hot Toys hands now to either give us to lower the accessories, I don't know, or stop making crap that don't sell and then passing the cost down to us. PJ, what's up, my man? Ben, sorry, man, you're so late. Don't worry, man. I was late too. I didn't even know I was gonna do a live stream today up until last minute. So PJ said, I'm tempted with that Hulkbuster. Dude, we were just talking about it, man. Me too. Hey, PJ, you want to hop in real quick, man? If you got time. Danny says, don't do it. PJ, stay on target. I have the Hulkbuster, PJ. I love it. Get it. Dude, PJ, if we get Hulkbuster, this would be like $100 off with free shipping. Don't tease me like that, PJ. Do not tease me like that, because I've already had that in mind. We'll still have what, like 5 hours to decide. Uh-oh. Danny's saying Danny wants some statue here. Hold on. Where is that? Oh, god damn it. Hulkbuster can go towards that XM Archangel, Beast, or Psylocke. How do you think Hot Toys Marvel Zombies line will do if they continue based on how the concept are? It will tank. It will tank. And I hope it does. So Hot Toys can concentrate. Yeah, I'll do it if you do it. Daily life, I think it would tank, and I hope it does tank. That's what I was saying, man. That's why the title of this video. Collectors are smarter now. They can't give us crap like this and think they're see, this is what's gonna tank. This zombified, or what do you call that? Venomized whatever crap that they're putting out there. And guess what? They're gonna take a hit on the R&D, and our figures are gonna go up. Because they don't want to spend. See, they're trying to make shortcuts here. They don't want to pay the actor's likeness, so they would put up something like this, lower, lower fees or whatever that they pay, and same price. So Paradise said we can exchange link and get 5% rewards, dude. You are a bad influence from Star Wars to Mandalorian to now Hulkbuster. Negan says, just my opinion, but I think Hot Toys has too much on their plate. Negan, I can't agree more. Like, if they will try to deviate, and who said that? Let me go back here. Diecast said earlier, because there's no movies, go back to other movies and do the one-offs. Do the Alitas, the Rambos, Terminator. Don't give us, because I would, even if I'm not going to buy those things, Back to the Future, even if something doesn't interest me, I'd rather have, somebody happy because they wanted it, rather than seeing this. Plus, they're worth it because they're actual likeness of someone, instead of giving us this venomized crap. I think venomized crap is a shortcut that they're trying to do to save money, and on their end, not on our end, though. So I don't want to give Hot Toys that kind of pass, man. Austin says, I'm telling you, get that Hulkbuster. Austin, the only thing is I really don't know where to put it. Diecast is Venom Pool still around. Dude, it is. And it will be around, I would say, the same, maybe not as much time as Chitauri's, but hold on. Let me stop sharing for a moment. Oh, where's my... Yeah, man. Venom Pool is going to be around for a while. Oh, John Hensley got some... Hot Toys Spider-Man Punisher War Machine for $345. God damn it, John. He's tempting me with this Punisher War Machine now. I kind of want that because I really like Punisher and War Machine at the same time. Hold on. Hot Toys Rockets for $190. Guys, if you haven't checked out John, he has like a store off the racks. It's like Sideshow base and all that stuff. Like he's a reseller, so hit him up. Let's see here. Okay. Negan says collectors have to be smarter with their money. I know, man. And I'm glad most collectors are now. Because back then, man, we buy anything that says Iron Man in front. So that's not good for, I think that's what Hot Toys grew this much, like we're just buying their crap. And if we don't buy these things, they would stop doing it. And maybe, just maybe they'll focus on something better. Like I said, older movies. God, give us Godfather. How come damn Toys can get it? Give us Jason Bourne. And again, nothing against comic books. They could make comic book characters. They gotta lower the price though. Gotta lower the price. They can't price it the same as an MMS. Daily Life, man, I can see the Marvel Zombies line not doing well either, along with that Venomized line. They look cool, but not the reason why I collect Hot Toys. Exactly, man. What separates Hot Toys from other toy line is because they look real. If you take out the head sculpt and take away the realness, then they're not better than, let's say, a 12-inch Marvel Legends, for example, if there's any Marvel Legends like that. That's what separates them. That's why they're $250 is because of the outfit. It's tailored, and for the most part, the head sculpt. You take that out, you're ordinary. The realism is gone. You're just a toy. Like that Venomized Deadpool, that's a toy. If you take photo of that, you can take any pictures of that in any lighting, it would look like a toy. But you take pictures of this, like this Mark 50 in a proper lighting, then you can fool some people that thinking that it's actually Robert Downey. I think that's what separates them. Although the head sculpt is custom here, but Austin says, I'm sick of Hot Toys making their expecting due date, 6 more Hot Toys, and I'm done with collecting. Diecast plus Iron Man is dead in the MCU, so the hype is down, but if he's still movies coming out, it might sell out. Yep. And it didn't help their Venomized things. And I'm pretty sure Hot Toys is hurting by MCU kind of going down this path where nothing is going on. And now they're relying on Star Wars. Which is not a bad cash cow, honestly. But as you can tell, the Wicked's not selling, Jawa's not selling, so they can't just take shortcuts. For example, I've been saying this, like for Star Wars fans, this Clone Wars, this Darth Maul that they've done what, like 3 times, 4 times now, trying to take the shortcut there. This Ahsoka, man, you're gonna see a lot of Ahsokas, so. Daily Life, exactly. The head sculpts are what made me collect in the first place. I hope Mysterio comes with a head sculpt. Daily, they said it's gonna come. The question is, what kind of head sculpt are we getting? This is their second shot at what is the actor's name? Jake Gyllenhaal. A lot of people doesn't know they made a Prince of Persia figure back in the day. It was on the Hot Toys infancy, so they're not as good back then. It was decent head sculpt. But they gotta nail this too. And also this is the problem too. That Mysterio, how long has been Far From Home been out, or Homecoming? It's been 2-3 years. Do we, God damn. I mean, you gotta make it somewhat relevant. Like Gamora, 3 years. Diecast Endgame Cap and Endgame Battle Damage Mark 85 Arm Retirement figures from Hot Toys. Can't disagree with you guys. Um, Negan says, from what I've heard, the zombie and Venomized line are way more popular over in the East. Maybe they are, but they need the West though. Like look at the. I was gonna make a video maybe in the next episode. Um, I don't know, man. I came from the East. Um, it's been a while, but I don't remember them being that. I know Star Wars is not a thing in the East, but see, even if the East is people from the East can't afford Hot Toys all that much though. So that's why they still cater to the West. So just saying. Oh, thanks, Gerard. Appreciate that. Gerard, you are not wrong. You're not wrong. That was my fault. I, that was my bad. I was gonna do it tonight, then moved it to tomorrow, and then I figured I was like, hey man, doing nothing tonight. I might as well do it now. But you can always watch it on replay, my man. Austin, I'm going about like Clipper King after this last amount of Marvel figures. Yeah, I know, Austin. I think after 85, we're done with Marvel. I think because even if they released Thanos, which is the battle damaged, I mean, for somebody like me who already has two Thanos, that's not gonna move on with that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like Star Wars, so I'm gonna continue doing this up until maybe I get priced out. But I don't know how some guys can do this, man. Like somebody like, for example, Justin, who buys all these stuff, man. First and foremost, I can't review that Venom. That I mean, I could review it, but that would be like a waste of waste of time of me doing that. Daily Clips and man, I agree. The delays in the figures are crazy. Far From Home came out on 2019. Okay, so that's not too bad. But by the time it's 2 years, coming up about 2 years, COVID really slowed it down. But even many figures had significant delays before. Hey man, Daily, I wanted to blame COVID, but I can't blame COVID on Gamora or Endgame Cap. They've always been like this though. So as much as I want to blame COVID, they've always been like this. So I wouldn't even go that route. I know what you mean. I'm sure it played a factor. But see, if somebody steps up like 3-0, for example, and they got to do three things. They got to release the figure early. They got to be more diverse if they want to compete with Hot Toys, and they got to lower the price. Those three things, if they do that right, and I'm talking about 3-0, because they're up and coming, they can hold the second spot next to Hot Toys, and it will take them a few years. They got to release some figures that are relevant, and they can catch on. If they keep on doing that, they could. I know, man. I've been really selective, and and I would tell you guys, this is the problem, and this is what's good, I would say, with like most YouTubers, we are, we get, well, I don't know about some guys. I know if you're bigger, like you got some sort of sponsorship of some sort. So if somebody with sponsorship, I'm not even gonna lie, Big Bad Toy Store, they give me credit, but I don't need to sell a particular figure from Big Bad. They get no benefit. All you gotta do is, if you click that link, like on my video, you can click the link and not even buy that particular figure that I've been reviewing. For example, Ant-Man. You don't need to buy Ant-Man, but if you go to Big Bad and buy something else, that's how they can track us, and they say, hey, you know what, his channel is effective, so I'm going to continue giving him credits and whatnot. The problem with some YouTubers, if you have ties with a specific store or so, you can't say bad things about a specific figure because it's detriment to the store. You know what I mean? Like, if I am advocating, especially if the store is just small, if I say, for example, 1/6 corner, right? Like I don't have a partnership with 1/6 Corner. I just buy things at 1/6 Corner, so I can say whatever I want. But if I'm partner with 1/6 Corner, let's say they're paying me real money, I can't say that this figure sucks, because if I say that, that means they can't sell that particular figure. So now that becomes, I guess, detriment to the viewers, because if I like everything, then I'm doing a disservice. So for the most part, when PJ does a review, I do a review, yes, we kind of like work with some guys here and there, but not, it's honestly, for the most part, it's one-offs. It is one-offs. When I do like things with Max, and I turn down things, man. When I do things with Max, I honestly believe that this head sculpt is better than Hot Toys. I honestly believe that. I mean, you saw the videos. I even put them side by side. I mean, you can disagree with me, but that is, honestly what I think it is. So J-Rod says, I'm happy for Mando fans, but it's pretty messed up that they pushed Star Wars and delayed Marvel figures. J-Rod, I think they're going to be delayed regardless. It's freaking Hot Toys that we're talking about. But could it have it played a factor? I'm sure it did. Yeah. Negan says you listen to some other channels and some say they have like 30 plus pre-orders. That is crazy, man. I mean, 30 plus pre-orders. I mean, I guess I have myself, I got 11, but that's through Big Bet, and none of them have NRD. So I can cancel them anytime. Daily Life says yes, no delays were definitely before COVID too. Ant-Man, Wasp, Gamora come in mind before that. Drax. Yeah. That's their thing. Daylight says yes, 3-0 can really step up. Dude, if they step up, they can get number 2. I don't know if they can be number 1, but they can definitely get number 2. Diecast is a point here. COVID didn't slow down those Mandos because the Mandalorian Beskar is coming out. So Diecast, you got a point there. Austin's Justin is going to burn himself out. There's a difference between hoarding and passion. I don't think it's hoarding. I think it's passion for him, but it's also business. So, you got to put it out there. Negan, I was wanting to dabble in statues, just too expensive. I agree, man. And also the shipping is expensive too. I'm not used to eating that much shipping price compared to Hot Toys. Kind of how every version of characters Justin's favorite. I will always be honest with my reviews. That's hey man, that's what we do. There's some blind honesty for us sometimes. I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. Sometimes I review them with rose-colored glasses because it just happens. It just happens. But there are things where, it is what it is. I love Justin Channel, but I'm amazed that he loves that many characters. I can't think of many people to like. See, Diecast, here's the, I wouldn't say problem, but he's stuck in a place where he is with Toys Wonderland. So it's not into Toys Wonderland's benefit if he says, for example, even if he wants, not even destroy, if he says bad things about the figure, for example, what's a recent bad figure? Let's say Ant-Man. Let's just say Ant-Man. I was like, hey man, this head's, it's I would still pick it up. Because if he destroys Ant-Man, then people would not buy Ant-Man from Toys Wonderland. So now Toys Wonderland would be like, man, why did you freaking destroy that figure? Now I can't sell. I got 50 Ant-Man in here. He still buy. I don't think he gets it for free, but he does. He still pays for his stuff, but there's like a certain unspoken. I don't think Toys Wonderland would tell him directly, because at least I haven't been told directly to say this or that. I haven't been told by, let's say, Asmus to say, hey man, you gotta say Aragorn is the best Aragorn ever. They never told me that, but you kind of have to be nice too. So Paradox says, I pay for all my stuff and I always buy what I love. If I'm disappointed with what I buy, then I can call the company out. It's the way to go, man. It's the way to go. Man, did you hear about Justin? Yeah, is that gonna be like this week or next week? I don't know. I'm kind of excited as I'm hoping for some good Ace Toys announcement. Power Ranger figures. Yeah, I'm sure they would. Yeah, man. I think they're working with Justin too. So and they look good, man. Those Ace toys. I'm not into Power Rangers myself, but they look good. Justin never dislikes anything. He's always biased. Hey, man, maybe he's just a positive guy. That's possibility too. Diecast says I told him he collects Hollywood actors and actresses. Daily life, I feel like Justin does make some pros and cons in his reviews, but I mostly watch together first. Yeah, man, he does honestly, a lot of people were hating on him. Like I've seen one on the today on 16 on OSR as well. That they were I mean, it sucks. Once you get to that level, man, sure people are gonna hate on you. He got like 180 now. I think 180 subscribers or almost 200. Maybe it's 200 by the time we talked about it. I mean, you can't please everyone. So take it as it is. I honestly think these reviews are more visuals anyway. So that's why I try my best. I know Paradox 2 gets 4K. We try our best to provide the most visual, and you decide for yourself. Don't listen to us because again, there might be some things that I love that you don't love, that I can forgive that you can't forgive. I forgive a lot of things when it comes to Lord of the Rings. I lower my expectations when it's not Hot Toys, and I raise them when it's Hot Toys. And I think that's fair because Hot Toys is the best, So, is there a lot of figures that I wouldn't recommend for Hot Toys? Yeah, like I wouldn't recommend, like the Venom pool, the big Venom guy. I mean, at $400, I think it's a waste of money, regardless of Big Bad Toy Store gives it to me or not. Like with Big Bad, I don't get free figures. I get some credits, and it takes a while. And if I save those credits and buy a Venom pool, they don't care if I smash that Venom pool into pieces or whatnot. Or I could buy a gazillion Marvel Legends if I want to. So that's I guess the benefit is when your transaction is like that compared to a discount. Because now kind of have to say nice things about the figure. So Dale could say, yeah, no, presentation, his videos are pretty good, and I'm a fan of his content, but I totally get the criticism. I usually watch you as well as many other YouTubers to get a sense of a figure. Oh, thanks, Daily, man, really helped me many times. I just feel like even Justin, man, he got enough knowledge now by reviewing this many figures, man. He's seen everything. He's seen more than me, obviously, and he got a lot of knowledge to figures. The only thing he gets criticism for is being too positive. And honestly, that maybe that's just his personality. He seems like a chill dude, I don't know him personally, but he seems like a cool guy. I've talked to him a few times. Seems like a nice guy to me. Maybe he just doesn't. Maybe that's just his style, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would say just take it as it is. Watch his video and like decide for yourself. If you think he's a bit biased, I get it. But he presents the video. Now it's up to you. Or watch other YouTubers. There's other YouTubers than Justin. He just gets it first. And obviously when somebody gets it first, that's your first initial reaction. You're gonna be like, oh, I gotta watch this guy first, and let's see what he thinks. And I agree for the most part that a lot of things that he say. I don't think he gets flack because of his association with some companies. I think that's the biggest problem with that. And become numb. He's no Clipper King. Clipper King is a different animal, though. Clipper King is the opposite of Justin. So, Negan says, I think some people get persuaded to pre-order figures that otherwise they would not want over the hype. See, my style is a bit different. I'm not a hater. I don't endorse figure as well. I'm more of a practical guy. If you're gonna get your money's worth, go for it, because there's figures that you love. If you love the figure and you love the character, you don't need to listen to me. You need to buy it regardless of its flaws. I love the Crow back then. I bought the Crow. That figure has a lot of issues, flaking jacket and all that stuff, but I'm gonna buy that regardless. I think our reviews are people like myself and Paradox and Justin comes into play in the middle figures, the figures that you don't really love but you don't hate, you kind of want to get, so you need somebody to kind of push you towards the edge or pull you back. I think that's where we come in. And that's a dangerous situation, because if you are not listening to the right person, then you might end up having a lot of figures that you would eventually regret having. So that's where it, because I watch reviews. Before I buy figures, I don't have the luxury of getting these things for free all the time or ever. I never get anything for free. So I would watch reviews and decide from there. I was like, okay, so this is this much. There's a lot of thought process, for things that is kind of like in the middle. The good thing with like with Paradox is he gets first dibs on the figures as well. He gets it pretty fast, and then he like he pays for it, so he can say whatever the heck he wants, And for me, before I get the figure, I just reviewed Mando yesterday, so man, before I get that is I studied the heck out of it. So Austin says Clipping is the most passion collector I've seen. And now that's passion. Then goes into great detail and toys to great detail, guys. I don't know who Toys 2 is, but yeah, I used to watch a lot of Clipper King, man. I'm trying to get him out of retirement for one night. He was here the other time. I was doing a live stream. We talked about it for a little bit. I was kind of like messaging him on Facebook. So hopefully we'll get him one of these days. Just a brief cameo. That's all I'm asking for, because Clipper King is huge, man. For the new ones, you might not know who he is, but dude, one of the best posers out there. Daily says, quick question. Have you ever had any figures break on you? Fabric specifically. My homecoming Spidey recently ripped at the butt seam. Any tips for restitching? Don't do it yourself. Get somebody like your grandma or somebody professional, I would say. Get the same thread. I have not, Daily, because I know the limitations of my figures. I don't really like post them that much. If I do, I'm really careful. You got to hold them by the joints, and then you kind of tell how far you can push them. Gerard, are you taking the fat suit off that Mando? Not, man. I can post them just fine. Just I hold them in the joints. If it's shoulders, you hold them by the shoulder joint. You can't do those poses like Zach was doing from Collecting Weekly, because he took the fat suit off. But I'm okay with the poses that I can achieve, man. Because taking it off looks baggy, so I'm not gonna do that. Have mom fix it. Hell yeah, that's what moms are for. In my case, my grandma can fix it because she was a seamstress back in the day. What would be the max you would pay for the X06, Captain? Yeah, I would be a horrible person to ask Negan, because I don't overpay for figures. If I do, how much would did it retail for? 285, 400 maybe max. Maybe I'll go 450 max, depending on how bad you want Jack Sparrow. If I didn't have the X11, I would say I would pay 450 max for the X11, but that's it. Live No He Fell was our arranging my display. Yikes, that sucks, man. But thanks. I'll try to look for someone with more experience. Yeah, man, that's some scary shit right there. So if it broke on the butt seam, is it like under the crotch area, or just like, can you glue it? I mean, that probably a bad idea, man. Don't listen to me. Yeah, have somebody stitch it besides yourself. There is one, Austin. There's a new wilt. I haven't heard about that, but that would be nice. That would be nice, dude. Like, but this I feel like today was a good stream. I think I was able to vent out what's outside of my chest. Because you know what, honestly, I think like Hot Toys is making a fool out of collectors nowadays by releasing this crappy figures. And I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings because I'm pretty sure there are fans of zombified Marvel, and that is cool. I am all for Hot Toys making what everyone likes. That is fine. That is totally okay with me. I just hate it when they kind of like insult our intelligence by putting something out like this ridiculous price. And I'm sure they don't listen to this, but if if we can get everyone on board not buying this BS, then that's even better. Brian says, I just started getting posting tips from someone who has cinematic quality posts and say some posts take up to a week to achieve. My God, tons of micro adjustments and time for the fabric to relax. Jesus. Like Brian, I don't know if I want to, let's say, post somebody with leather fabric, in a dynamic post for weeks, man. I don't know about that. It also depends, Brian, because on the angle of where you're looking at a certain post, so that would play a factor as well. So Daily says right behind the butt. You just represents not noticeable from the front or sides, but it definitely bothers my mind, dude. I think every collector is don't worry about it. I think every collector has an OCD of some sort. I get crazy when something gets lost, man. Like even like a little tiny thing, I try to look for it. Dude, I'm going nuts. So all of us has some OCD tendency. Austin, yeah, be real. I'm gonna tell the truth. That's why I respect. Oh, appreciate that, man. Like I think that's a responsibility. Like it's for all of us here. I think we're all like been in this hobby for a while now, and there's some newcomers that's coming in, exuberant, excited. They don't realize that it is a marathon and not a race. Trying to buy everything, trying to track back and buy figures that are expensive, or gets excited when something new comes out. Gotta relax and chill. I try to but the downside to that, Austin, is you get labeled as a hater, so I guess it is what it is. But with that being said, man, I'm not gonna turn blindly. I'm not a Hot Toys lover. I'm not a Hot Toys hater too. Just saying it how it is. This Jawa looks good, not 267. This cap looks good. This Jawa, not 267. Infinity War cap looks great. I have one just because I'm a huge Infinity War fan. Is it worth 267? It's worth more 267 than the Jawa, I can tell you that. But if I only have one cap, would I recommend it? Absolutely not. I'll wait for the end game cap. The D23 cap, the one that most, I think, from the Disney, the one that costs $1 gazillion, I would never recommend that for anyone. That looks like it's been rushed. It's super expensive. I mean, I can't recommend that for, like in good conscience. This Deadpool 251, no, buy the red Deadpool. And this isn't me not hating on Hot Toys. It's just this holographic version, waste of money. I mean, if you have money, I mean, it looks cool though. It does look cool. It's $330 though, so I don't know if I could recommend it. I mean, would I get this if it goes down to like 220, or if it's being given to me? I wouldn't say no to that because it looks cool. Would I recommend it for $330? No. Would I hate anyone to buy this? No. I mean, you can do whatever you want with your money, man. It looks decent. I just don't think it looks $330. But let's see. Yeah, but that's it, man. But yeah, it was good. So I'm sorry for the comic book fans out there. I just hope Hot Toys doesn't pursue with this. Or if they do, they can make comic book versions. And I'm all for that. Just don't make it 220 at least. God damn it, Hot Toys. You some greedy company. Anyone who buys the Endgame cap needs to get the diecast shield on Toys Wonderland. A must. Oh, all right. Hold on, Brian. Endgame cap. doesn't it come with a diecast shield anyway? Or are you talking about the shield that it's kind of like cut off? Diecast says, I honestly think they sold that D23 cap because they saw how inaccurate it was to the final endgame movie. They probably did. It was a moneymaker, man. It was a scam. It was that D23 was a scam. The chess piece is huge. It's Austin said you're in your position on YouTube critic. Oh, thanks, man. J-Rod, that Iron Man looks like a glorified Marvel legend. And I agree, man. And again, I don't mind it. Like this neon tech looks cool. Not 407 though. Not 407 cool. Would I want to own one of these neon tech? Hell yeah. It looks cool. It looks different. But no way I'm gonna pay 407 with this. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I want to pay 200 for this. Because if you think about it, like somebody like me who has limited funds, I'll use that 200 to buy something else. But I'm sure there's a market for this. People love these things, and I love that people would get what they want. I just don't want them getting bamboozled. That's it. I'd rather get 47, honestly. Man, that 47 staring at me. J-Roy, we got to buy something, man. Got to buy something. All right, guys. Oh, damn, it's almost 2 hours. It's been nice. I know it's just 30 peeps. I appreciate you guys watching. And I hope you had a good Thanksgiving today. Go shop. There's still a few minutes left. We got like 2 hours left from Hot Toys 10% off. So if you guys are thinking about getting something, get it now. 10% off. Definitely go take advantage of that. Just don't get any Venomized figures in here. Hey, if you want to get Jawa, perfect time. Get the 10% off. You'll get it for 240. It's still overpriced for 240, but heck, whatever, man. At least it's not 267. Go ahead and do that. And also on Big Bad, if you guys are into Mesco, they got the Ghostbusters for Mesco for like $200. And Mesco is like the mini Hot Toys, man. So go definitely check them out. But with that, have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. And I will see you guys next week.